Alrighty. I lost Anton. I lost him. Trying to do... Trying to do too much. Trying to be all extra. Zoom. Jordan, what would be a good platform to do a live demo with Anton on screen? I mean, I think Zoom is a good meeting platform, but I don't know if I can stream a Zoom, you know? Would be a good... I'm thinking. You could use Signal. I was thinking about the Discord. I mean, I could do a Discord screen share for sure, but that I can't. I don't think I can live stream that either. I was trying to think about how to get them on like a YouTube live stream or a TikTok live stream. Dude, I know. Discord well, hang on. I'm thinking about this the wrong way. Anton just laid the solution. He does the Zoom. I can do the live stream. Yes. Dude. That's perfect. You run... Yeah, you run the Zoom. I'll stay on. Send a link. Send that link. Taylor, come join the AI Factory. Where are you, Taylor? Yeah, hell yeah. That is such a good idea, Anton. What if God was one of us? Yeah, Anton, good shit, bro. We gotta holler at Doc. Doctor! Doc, hit the chat, bro. You've been telling me you're coming for days. Prove it. We were trying to do a community project here. Jordan, this is something you need to hear too. But we're putting together a fucking community AI powered search for like taxes, laws, zoning, small business information, man. Some of that shit you were talking about. So I put a thread together in the AI factory for people to make posts on those threads. And then I'll put that bitch in a Vertex AI search, which is this motherfucker. Right here. It's already made. We just need to get the documents. We just need the documents, boys. That's all we need. Jordan, I just don't think you give yourself enough credit, sir. Let's get you out of that IT job. Grow the fuck out of Homestead Made Easy. Turn it into a product. And fucking go. Especially with your growing video skills, man. Dude, I am not trying to sell you. I believe in you. I'm not asking you to pay for shit. I just believe you can. What you're teaching people, I think, is fantastic. And I just think it's an opportunity for you. Yeah. All right. Well, have fun, man. I get you do not want to jump on some AI projects. Got it. Fully understand. Anton. But dude, I do appreciate everything you're doing, sticking on the stream and hanging out. You have saved me on 2 different streams. I need to turn my microphone volume down. Yikes. Anton. Get that Zoom meeting. It says my chat's disabled. I mean, you did save 2 live streams, bro. I don't know how. I wish I could like. Can I like your comments in the chat? Settings. Comments on your channel on. Moderation off. On. Yeah, this is going to be cool. So we're going to get Anton on a Zoom that he's recording. And I'll have the chat running on my end from the live stream. Oh. Gotta see if I can change my video camera. Wonder if that takes out my... Look at that. That's all you need, baby. This will be perfect. It'll be 2 different views. Like raw video of what's behind the scenes. Yeah. Anton. Oh, this is great. Yeah, man. We are good. Dude, this is fucking cool because if... On my YouTube... I have the live stream going, and then I have the raw version of my computer going. So it's like a double version of what's like what I do with the setup, and then actually live streaming it too. Fucking crazy. How are you, man? Outstanding. Good. Tell me about those. No problem. Get my Windows set up too. This is fucking crazy looking. I don't know. I don't know. So what I use, dude, is I use Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, which is like essentially a streaming software, but it allows you to broadcast to multiple platforms at the same time. So as long as you have the audio going through a certain output, you can get it to different platforms at the same time. Which makes it really fucking efficient. And I've been struggling with a way to have like one-on-one meetings with people while live streaming because it just drops it, you know, and it's tough to have like them jump on a live if they don't live stream. And so the solution was when you're just like, yeah, dude, I'll just send you a link and I'll record it. And it's like, well, fuck, that just makes the solution so much easier. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, man. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm excited to, one, I want to hear a little bit more about what you're doing and then see if there's a good application for it. So what I've been doing is a Vertex AI search, and I think it would be fucking fantastic for what you do. Dude, that is the point. And what I'll tell you too, brother, is what's nice about this AI and what Google has made available to everyone is it is As long as you can upload a file to a certain place on the cloud, it's like attaching a file to an email, you can make an AI resource for people. That's all you gotta do. It's a super simple system and it's really effective. So I don't know. Can I share my screen on your? What you guys doing, tech? This is so weird having a dual screen with my own Zoom meeting or with your Zoom meeting. Let's see. Okay, I got it. I got the option. Yeah. Okay. So whenever we're ready to rock and roll on that, I can share my screen. Well, let's do. If you're cool with it, man, let's do a quick intro on your community since we're recording this. Let me put that Zoom back on. That is cool. And then I gotta record this on live too. Yes, let's go. This is fucking cool. All right. Anton and Live Supercharged, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about your community, brother, and what Live Supercharged is all about. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Having that circle. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I have about 15 follow-up questions for you. Um, I because what you're saying, right, is it's right down the middle, and I think especially I've seen kind of a trend of that as well. Is it's an execution problem, right? Like what you're saying is there's so much. I mean, you're right. There's so much information out there. There's so much technology available to optimize our processes. So what is everybody getting hung up as far as like you're saying intentionality? How do you go out there and execute at a higher level without over fucking thinking it? And I think for some reason, I don't know what it is. And this is why I've really enjoyed live streaming, but a lot of people just don't fucking start. And whatever that hang up is, maybe, fear or, I mean, putting your time into the wrong things. What I noticed about my journey as far as, um, going into the digital business, doing the web app stuff is, and I learned this in school, was start selling sooner. Go out there and start pushing your stuff sooner. Like you can spend 20 years um, building a web app, but if you don't do anything with it, if you don't tell people about it, it's not going to fucking do anything. So I guess what have you seen, number one, like what is the one thing you've seen that is stopping people from that intentionality or stopping them from going out and actually executing on their plan? Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Right. Yes. N- Yes. Dude, that is okay. That is a great mission, especially for a school community. And I mean, I think you hit it nail on the head there. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit, especially, and that's what's been great about school is meeting people and then having those engagements and really just getting out there and doing it. And to your points on, hey, one, procrastination, like what the fuck are you waiting for? That's something, hey, let's jump on it. But I really, really thoroughly enjoy. You had a sentence in there. You're like, well, what I've found to get people going is that pain needs to be significant. Like you need to get fucking pissed off and go to work to make that change completely. And that is just, I mean, that's a point I think more people need to hear. Like, if you're going to make that change, you can't half-ass walk into it. Like you have to go get it. Period. Amen. And I think that was just, I mean, great stuff there, man. That was a great explanation of what you have going on there. Yeah. 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 Anton, Anton, I do not, my sir, I do not know how you do not have a podcast or a live stream fired up, brother. I mean, that is just pure gold, sir. Dude, that was. I mean, you're just dropping dimes here like it's nobody's business, and we didn't even plan hanging out on a Zoom meeting today. I mean, did you hear that? The wisdom you just dropped there? Bro, live stream, live stream, live stream, live stream. Why not? Limiting beliefs, procrastination. You just dropped some fucking absolute fire. All right, that was unbelievable, and it's true. I mean, it is all of what you're saying. I mean, you're just preaching to the choir right now. Like your duty is to scrap fight and do whatever you can to bless others in this life. I mean, incredible wisdom, right? You can have a live stream fired up in like an hour, bro. You don't need 500 followers. What's nice about Streamlabs too, man, and I really do. This isn't like me selling it. I'm not gonna make any money off this. But I mean, if you had a live stream, you could do Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, and you can stream to YouTube, any platform you want. You stream to TikTok, you don't need 1,000 followers. It gives you the free pass. And just drop this wisdom, man. Like, I think a podcast live stream for you would be fucking incredible. That was unbelievable. Well, tell me, fuck editing. Well, I don't edit either. Dude, it seriously takes too fucking long. And I know people put a lot of effort into it and they do great, but fuck that. What about this? Do you do like a daily call or do you like do a breakfast announcement? Do you do anything like that where it's like a daily 15 minutes with Anton? Anything like that? Well, hey, bro, dude, here's where my head goes right away. Like, cause it takes a little bit to get shit set up on Streamlabs. Like, you got to know your own system. What if, I mean, what if we did like a 15 minutes a day with Anton on this YouTube live? Just be like, yo, every day at, whatever, 10 a.m. And you don't have to jump on a Zoom. You don't have to do anything. We'll figure out the easiest way to kind of broadcast it just to make it easier for you. But then I'll broadcast it on YouTube live and then just drop, your 15 minutes of daily wisdom. I think because your message is fucking incredible. I know we came on this Zoom call to talk about some AI apps, but now it's like, well, we just need to talk about Life Supercharged because the message that you're spreading right now is just fucking insane. Like it is. It's what a lot of people I think need to hear right now, especially right now. And I think that'd be awesome to do, man. So if that's something you're open to, like if there's a time that during the day you let me know that works for you, we can talk about it later if you want, but that would be awesome to do. And I mean, fuck, dude, that would be like mornings with Anton when people are in their cars on the way to work in fucking rush hour. That would be so much fun, dude. I mean, and you didn't even plan and I gotta tell people, like, I mean, we are recording this, but this wasn't planned. Like, Anton just dropped those dimes naturally. Dude, my live stream runs forever, so it'll be limited by your Zoom meeting. The only thing I'm trying to do is get my window froze on the live stream, so I'm gonna try and switch that out real quick. But as far as time goes, like I got all the time in the world right now. Dude, Zoom is Zoom's a good feature, man, and the cool thing about it too, something important for you, especially if you're recording, and obviously you record your Zoom meetings and shit, but what's cool about Zoom is you can use that transcription to train AI assistants with.
Oh, nice.
So like all the wisdom you just dropped here, if you're recording this, get the transcription from it and like you can edit out your parts, right? And then put that into an AI agent. And basically what that does is you're saying Gemini is what the AI is. It's Google's AI. You're just basically telling Gemini, hey, this is what you're an expert in. This is the message, I want you talking to people about. And it basically becomes your little AI assistant for your knowledge. But those are chats. The one I wanted to show you today, because I think this one would be fucking sweet for what you just dropped. It's called a Vertex AI search. It's a smart search bar. I'm gonna get it set up here, so I gotta get better internet, Anton. Pipe in some SpaceX satellite internet or something. All right.
Oh, you're not using Starlink, are you?
No, I got Xfinity, but
okay.
Trying to live stream and then Zoom, and the problem with some of the platforms that I'm using, like GCP and Flutterflow, like it's an app development platform, so it's very resource heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like using a lot of my compute power, and it's using a lot of my internet. So if I try, like that was the one thing I was struggling with, and I fired up a Discord server for it just to screen share. I was like, it would be so awesome to live stream how to develop a no-code web app, but you just can't fucking, like, I don't have the power for it. It's like, fuck.
Okay, so when you say the power, what specifically? CPU power or what?
I think it's more of an internet issue, but
Oh,
CPU, like,
bandwidth.
graphics card, you know, because it's all front end UI. It's like front end and back end at the same time. So you're building a database and a UI, and then trying to
Mm.
do that over the internet with live streaming. It's like, nope, you do not have access, bro.
Well, I'm sure we're going to work those kinks out.
Oh fuck, we'll figure it out. That's why I'm gonna do it on Discord for the app development stuff. Just makes it a little easier. Let me show you this this app I've been thinking about for you, man. And this was
Yeah.
after even our first meeting when we were hanging out in Thrive on Robbie's meeting.
Yes.
I was like, man, this guy's got a good message for people. Let me share my screen.
I can't believe how we allowed procrastination to put 2 months between today and that one time. should have done this way sooner.
Dude, no kidding. And that's on me too. That is. I gotta take
Oh.
accountability for that.
No, I mean we're both busy as heck.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, can you see my GCP screen? It looks like a list.
Yeah. Yep. I see everything. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I was thinking about for you. This is what's called Vertex AI Search and Conversation. What this is basically making your AI assistants out of, you know, like your Zoom meeting, like what we just did. You can make it out of that. But one that's really cool, especially because you were talking about, you know, how do taxes work, how to manage your finances, how to not get in those situations. This is one I was working on for Colorado small businesses. It's called a Vertex AI Search.
Yeah.
And what's in there, you can train these AIs on really information that you have that's either publicly available or it's yours. You just got to figure out a place to put it. And what's nice about that is a lot of the government websites have free, copyright free information. And it all has to be correct, right? The SEC, SBA.gov, all of them have those websites where you can get this information. And this is basically off the Colorado Small Business Handbook from the SBA.gov of Colorado.
Mhm.
That has been trained on, you know, trade secrets, state tax licenses, collecting sales tax within Colorado. And this was kind of an experiment I did early on when I was figuring these out, but I was like, this is a fucking cool app. And how it works, just go into a preview a little bit.
Is this paid, Jack?
No, so you can develop these things for free.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
So what, and that's the cool thing about GCP too, man. This is, so when you start with GCP and you sign up for a new account, I mean, they give you a ridiculous amount of credits. I think my Google guy, after a while, you know, you start talking to whatever customer service, but I got a Google guy. His name's Andrew, and he is the fucking shit. He is so cool. So anytime I got like a wild idea, like I was talking to him about, I had an idea for, you know, job boards because Indeed.com sucks, all that stuff sucks. But basically, how to match people up based on skills, hobbies, and interests with an AI agent, and we talked about that. And I ran a AI model on the every price movement of Bitcoin in 2023, which greatly exceeded my free trial limit, and he worked with me on that to manage some of that cost because I was a fucking idiot. But Google people are great. But yeah, it's free to get started, and they give you a ton of free credits to start learning how to build apps. And their educational platform, dude, is fucking cool too. So they have a lot of cool stuff. Well, what I try and teach people is like, all right, I've made a lot of mistakes learning these things. Like you're saying, right? Like, don't make the same mistakes I've made. Because when you get to the end of some of these apps, if you don't set them up correctly in the beginning, like, you're going to have a hard time. So I try and save people that time as far as, all right, this is what you got to do to get everything set up. But for like your example with what you're doing, if you put together this information and you can train these searches on PDFs, text documents, or you can use your website. So like my first original website, that AIDude.com, I put just like different articles and shit on there, or different tutorials that I do, and then I have these AI agents train on this information.
Okay, can you explain that to like a AI baby like myself?
Yeah.
When
So
you say agents, we're not talking about people. We're talking about AI
AI
program. Is that
chatbots.
correct? Chatbot. Gotcha. Okay.
So let me give you an example of BizRise.io. Can you see this screen? My home
Yes.
screen?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so this will give you an example of what I'm talking about, because what the goal is, right, is more time, money, freedom, essentially. How are we going to monetize communities? How are we going to build these into businesses? So what I do is I also take these things, and I'll show you. I have two examples of them on BizRise.io. Ooh, not UAI Factory. But what I do is I take them and I turn them into. Ooh, live stream's getting all crazy. All right, so this thing down in the bottom, this is a Vertex AI agent. This is basically my AI, but it's a chatbot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with these things, so I basically trained this one on, that community assist I did for you?
Yes.
I did one on the AI Factory, my community. I did one on BizRise.io, my web app, and I did one on the How to Build a Web App course. And then I take all that information and I put it into, basically, I'll just show you. It's just easier to show you. So I just take that information that generated, right, optimize a process. I took that information, and this is Buzz. So I got Buzz AI, so that'll be on the inside. But then I just give them to these chatbots and say, hey, go learn this information. And it's just a PDF. Simple PDF, right? This is the
Oh.
information. You're the AI assistant to my community. So I teach them that, but we generate that. And then what these things are is they can be assistants for your business on what you do. So, for example, customer service. So, hey, Baz, what is the how to build a web app course?
So hang on one sec. Is all the information that this agent is using to answer the questions, is it pulling from that PDF file you just showed me?
Yes. And what you need to be aware of is how I like to teach people this is it starts kind of in an order of importance, right? So, when you're training AI, it's going to start, it's knowledge based. So think about if Gemini was a baby, or think if ChatGPT was a baby and didn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to teach your AI how you want it to be an expert. So, like, if I want an AI expert for my course, I'm going to provide it with information about my course a little bit daily, right? So, what is the AI Factory? What do you teach? And, start very basic level stuff. But then by providing this foundation of knowledge, like, you literally got to think of these like humans, like a kid. And you work with them daily to provide that information, and then they learn at a very, very rapid rate and become very good at being your assistant based on the knowledge. Because what's cool about these things as well, and I need to show you this. This is where it gets fucking a little matrixy. We'll go in, we'll check out. Gosh, I want to show you the right one. But let's just check out. We'll do Buzz AI.
So if you go back to that tab before this one opened up, all the way to the left. Yeah, that one. Yeah. What's the difference between an agent and a chat?
So the difference between an agent and a chat, good question, is how you set them up. So a Vertex AI agent, let's just go in to create an app, and I'll show you. Because a Vertex AI agent's a really good way to get started, because you don't have to do a ton of customization of these things, right? So an agent, you just come in here. Well, let me just go to the apps and I'll show you. I don't want to create a new app. That's going to take forever. But my agent right here, so Buzz, the agent. go into here. This is how you can set up an AI expert pretty quickly, right? You basically just kind of give it a few prompts. You're the AI powered assistant, greet the user. So you basically just give it steps, right? And it's a really easy way to get it set up. So,
Mhm.
not my favorite though, and I don't recommend these. I'll show you why after.
Okay.
But you can also use the same deal, right? Like you can get data stores. So you can go paste your website URL in and say, learn my website, etc. Really, really easy way to get an effective AI agent, like assistant, started quickly, but you're not going to get a ton out of it. So when I recommend making AI apps, what I tell people is you're going to get more of the power out of a Vertex AI chat. They're all considered agents, but it's a agent, a chat, and a search.
Mm, got it.
But you got to make them all kind of work together. So I use a chat and a. Let me get my other window open up so I can really show you the details of this thing.
And before you do that, and before I forget my question, you were saying before something about the little baby that starts learning.
Mm-hmm.
What are you feeding the baby? Where are you getting the information to feed the baby?
So the information that I feed the baby is my information. So that's also
Okay.
why I've started live streaming. Because I
Mhm.
feed that baby my live streams, right? So the videos, the transcriptions. When I teach tutorials, I use those transcriptions like I'm teaching my AI assistant. So you can consider it like somebody in your school community or somebody taking your course. Like you're just teaching it every day.
Mhm.
So they end up being your assistants, but you can also train them to be customer service. You can train them to write marketing scripts. You can train them to do whatever you want. You just make them into individual optimizers. And I think this one has a hybrid agent. And what these hybrid agents are the ones that you can make really, really effective.
Hybrid meaning it's like part chat, part agent, part the other one that you were saying. Is that what you mean by hybrid?
Yeah, I'll show you. It's these are fucking built different. But these are the customization ones. So, for example, this is how you can make an agent be effective like as a personal assistant for a chat agent. Now, these things are fucking powerful because I've given it data on YouTube, Google Analytics. So I've trained this one on the tutorials that I do, right? And all the information that I have Twitch, Streamlabs, AI Factory. But you get it. I mean, you can train it in as many areas as you want with whatever data you want. But why these are effective. I haven't had this one live for too long, but we'll check it out. But you get analytics. Let's go the whole time on this thing. I was training it a little bit ago, but I was going to give you those conversational analytics right away, right? And this is going to be your AI agent. Now, so I can ask, if people are asking about YouTube more, okay. So the most people are asking about were YouTube. So I need to make videos on YouTube. Then it was Twitch, then the AI Factory, Gumroad, BizRise Academy. These are conversational analytics, but where these are coming from,
That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
I'll show you. I'm glad you asked. So, the reason I'm teaching a how to build a web app course is you need a place for your AIs to live, right? Like they need a home. You can't just be building AI and then not have a place for people to interact with it. And that's why it's a good thing to have web apps, a no-code web app in your tool belt. I mean, you can fire up a web app in an hour. And it's like a website on steroids, right? Like you have control. It's an app. You're building your own app, essentially. It's on the web. But where this agent lives, my AI expert, Hank, right here. So when people are inside of BizRise.io using my AI agent as a resource for their business, like how to use AI how to do these tutorials, they can access it inside of BizRise.io. So my goal is to create a fully optimized AI system, right? App, agents, community for education. That way it all kind of flows together. But this is Hank, so I can go, what up, Hank? And it's going to have those technology tutorials in there, and I can ask, all right, let's go, what is Twitch? Gotta move my head. But I ask you, what is Twitch? It's going to give us some info. It's a kids gaming platform, but our parents thought Facebook was a joke, but you can use it for this, right? And it's going to give you like the tutorials I've done. It can provide those in order, so it can also help teach people how to do these things, how to use these platforms. But the winner chicken dinner of it is when you go back into conversation history. And this is why these are super powerful. We give this a second. We'll refresh it.
That's insane.
New list. So August 3rd, that didn't come in yet. But it gives you that live conversation history. We'll see how long it takes as far as this training.
Are you talking about what people type to ask the agent?
Mm-hmm.
The questions that they ask, okay.
I believe this is the one deployed. If not, it'll be in somewhere else. But I believe it is. It should come in. But what's cool about that, and I'll show you when it comes in, is what makes these things really, really, really crazy effective to get started is every time it has a conversation. Because I know a lot of people have heard about model training, have heard about AI, but they think about it as some huge product. But really all model training is every interaction, every conversation you have with it. So, I mean, nothing up here, right? Just, hello. This is a good way to test and demo before you get it rolling. What is AI? What's cool about this is every interaction you have, every single one, it's going to train that agent on. So every time it has a conversation, it'll train it. Every time you have an interaction, it'll train it. We come back in here and see if we got that open. There was our conversation we just had, right? With that was live on BizRise.io. This is the live one. And what you do here is you set these up so like, all right, what is AI? I don't have a course in there on what is AI, but I've trained it on the AI Dude website. So if it doesn't have a match that you've provided, it goes and looks at, all right, so you see the stars, that's going to give you that indication it's AI. It's going to look at the knowledge it has, which it knows about what is artificial intelligence for my website. And then it uses Gemini to respond based on what you do. The cool thing about these is in the settings of the agent too, because some people get worried. But you can put in, let's see, what's the not to say? Stuff not to say, right? Don't talk about taxes, finance, politics, or religion. I don't have a disclaimer on these yet. I got to make sure legally, if they do provide that advice, they know it's AI driven.
Tom Brady is the best QB of all time.
Don't want
That's
my
awesome.
AI to say that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So there are some restrictions that you can put in place with AI.
Yeah.
That's something new I didn't know. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, too, what people got to know is like you're running Google Gemini. Like you're not. It's not like a random, wild west product that we're throwing out there. Like this is Google's Gemini. They're not going to tell their AI to go. Google's got some pretty good safety features. So you're going to be.
Wait, in what regard are you saying this then?
So think about this as like Google's version of ChatGPT.
Okay.
So this is like GPT, what you would be using, but it's called Gemini.
Got it.
And it's a Google product, so they're not going to give you a raw version of AI that's like, hey, you don't have any rules, tell people whatever you want. Like they have
I got you.
Google safety features already on Gemini.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
That
like,
makes sense.
you want to make sure, right? Like, it's not going to be telling people crazy stuff. Oh, my
Yeah.
phone charger's working. My phone might die, but
Someone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm depressed," and then
right.
Chat GPT tells them like, "Well, here's your options."
Well, all right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll tell me to for demonstration purposes only. But
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, Hank, I'm feeling depressed. Should I? Fuck, I don't even feel right typing it. But
Yeah, don't do it. You don't want to get the channel banned. But we both know where we were going with this. So I get what you were saying, because I never considered the fact that there were restrictions when it came to Chat GPT. But now that you said this, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not a bad response, and
No.
that's what's important about these things is like they do have that safety built into it from the Google side of things. So it's a Google
Yeah.
product.
Okay.
All you got to do is know where to upload your data to train these things, right? To make them
Okay.
experts in what you do. And then what you do
So
to monetize it, like all of your skills, is you put it in a place with a pay link or a pay gate. So mine was the web app. You know, it's living inside of BizRise.io. And inside of BizRise.io, like, I mean, you have the drag and drop marketing, you have all that stuff to promote your product. So it's a full cycle deal. But with you especially, I don't have the search on the desktop app version. It's on the mobile version, but you can make a badass AI search that people can use as a resource and be like, all right, so part of your school community, I'll also get this AI powered search to help me with relationships, like getting off my ass. I mean, you can make an agent like that. That's like, you know, if people are procrastinating, they can ask the agent, you know, hey, I'm feeling down today. You know, got any motivational tips or anything to get me going? So it's a resource for them 24/7 based on what you do. And it's
got it.
bolted to their current platforms.
So let's just assume that is an example. I'm starting to think about, so the average person probably doesn't know that this is a thing, just like I didn't know, meaning they don't know that you can give it like certain kind of restrictions or parameters within which to work and answer questions. Hmm.
There's amazing stuff available that anybody can do. They just know where to
So
put the information.
now the big question in my head is at some point the restriction going to be too overbearing to where you're not getting as much out of the Chat GPT, right? Like a little bit of restrictions are okay about like extreme situations, but by and large, you want to let the AI agent do its thing and freely like pop up responses to questions, right?
So I think in that regard, and this is something that I mean, it is important, right? Because if you're going to invest time building an AI product, how are you going to make it sustainable for the future? Because that is something that is a concern, and I think a lot of people have struggled with. How do you make it sustainable? Will this be around in 5 years, 10 years? And I think a good point to bring up is what the next evolutions are of what these products are going from what these companies are thinking. Right now, we have a lot of AI that's like, all right, be an informational resource like GPT. You know, how can we education? You know, we can write marketing scripts. The next evolution of these is more of a do it for me AI. So they're working on more of, all right, now we told the AI to write a script. Now let's have the AI do it. Not only is it going to grow, not only is it going to be sustainable and be able to do more, but I'm really glad you brought that point up because in order to make these things effective, and the main reason why I started live streaming is because the AIs are going to get better every day. Because if you stream every day, if you teach something every day, if you do something every day, you practice every day. The same thing with AI. You practice every day for 1,000 days, you're probably going to be a fucking expert. Teach your AI every day, 1,000 days, you're probably going to be an expert. So, what people need to grasp about AI products and kind of creating a business around monetizing some AI stuff is it's not a product you build, like a house, and sell it, and then you go build another house and sell it. You create AI and you just work with it daily. And it becomes a better and better expert, like the Vertex AI search. The more documents we add to it to be a small business expert, well, in a week, it's going to be pretty fucking good. In a month, it's going to be probably better than any small business expert physically alive. Now, another thing people say about this, and this is a point I want to ask you about later because my phone is going to fucking die. I don't think my charger's working. But people are like, well, isn't this going to take jobs and, you know, make people not as important? And honestly, what I tell people is like, as a matter of fact, it is 100% the opposite. Because this technology is available, because this technology is so powerful, the only interactions and sales meetings and actual products that are going to matter going forward in the future are things you can actually physically prove either live or in person. Because where this technology has grown to, it can produce, I mean, I can have fucking Margot Robbie on your fucking Zoom screen in 20 minutes with a perfect pitch based on what you do. But people are going to need to learn, all right, we can make AI assistants to optimize us, but I'm going to need to be able to prove it. So we're going to need professors more than ever, people that can educate people with the truth more than ever, because AI can do a lot of it. And unless you can either produce those results as an expert yourself, or you can build a house, you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you can build a road, you can cut down trees. Those are going to be the industries that dominate. And I think that's partially why Elon Musk said money's not going to matter. Because if we can have AI operating all of these processes for us, like what value are you bringing to the table now? You build a house. Can you train AI? Can you build something for people on the web that is creating a sustainable business? You know, like the boys that develop School. That's kind of where people need to start thinking is like, all right, if I'm going to optimize my process, I need to fucking build it and create that AI for myself, because that's where it's really going to be effective. If people think a lot about what they're getting back from ChatGPT, like I want ChatGPT to give me a script, or I want ChatGPT to give me an email. But what they need to start thinking about is, what is ChatGPT getting back from you? Your interactions, your questions you're asking it, your trends. I mean, think about how much probably ChatGPT knows about the economy, about businesses, just from people asking it questions. Engaging. So that's what you got to think about when you're creating AI, not what can it do for me? Because I mean, that is one aspect, right? Education, optimization, and creativity. You know, what can it do for me? But at the same time, what is it learning to help me grow, scale, and like improve daily? So you want to set up your AI to help you improve as well. You know, using those analytics, using that data for people to start a resource. I mean, that's half the reason. I mean, probably actually 75% of the reason I started a School community is I was doing a tutorial on analytics, and a majority, like a solid majority of my AI analytics said do tutorials. So I'm learning what my customers want from AI in real time without ever having to ask them anything, without ever having to bug them. It's almost like selling in the future. Like anybody engages
That's crazy.
Yeah, anybody engages on my AI or on my web app, I know what they're doing. I know what they're interested in. Then I can create a prospecting outreach. So like this. So now I can go onto the prospector, and I've created an AI prospector. So if I know what these people are engaging with, if I know this is my dog, Cookie. But if I know, you know, Cookie is looking at a lot of facts or asking a lot of analytical questions, I can drag and drop. So BizRise.io, I think that's my web app product, but it might be the AI Factory. Same logo. But then what it's going to do is spit out a personalized outreach to them. As an expert in social media marketing, I understand the immense value in data-driven insights. So I made Cookie a social media marketing expert as my prospect, and then I wrote the personalized approach to her based on my products and services that I added into the app. So basically, trying to optimize the entire flow, right? Like if you have products and services, how are you going to promote them? Okay, use the marketing tab, right? Drive traffic to your site. And then when you're on that site, make sure you have AI agents to interact with your customers, to provide that customer service, to be a resource for them. Then you're going to know what the fuck they're asking about. So you can go to the prospector and put an outreach to them based on, hey, they saw their marketing content, they interacted with your agent. Now you can outreach to them based on their personality. Boom, boom, boom. Optimize the process, brother.
Okay, so you're saying that
It's a
there's
full
massive,
system.
massive value in the types of questions that people are asking, because that essentially almost makes it so that you don't have to individually reach out to prospects and be like, hey, what are you looking for? What's important to you? What do you want me to write content on, or put content out there on? Essentially, it's right there for you already. Holy moly. I've never considered that. That's crazy.
It's already there
So,
for the analytics. So the goal at the end of the day with AI, right, to break it all down, long, short, is we want to optimize everything we do. But it's selling in the future, essentially, because you're going to drive traffic there. You're going to get your AI agents to engage with people, and you can create the content they're asking about. But selling in the future, I mean, really what the goal is to get to a point with your product and service where all you have to do is the initial engage, right? So my goal is to do the initial engage, which is, hey, my name is Jack. Check out BizRise.io. People go to BizRise.io, and what they're going to land on, I mean, they're going to go to the landing page, right? And I need to either prompt them to do the AI powered assist, or I need to prompt them to interact with the AI agent. If they do that, my AI agent's going to take over as far as what we do, how to do it, be able to route them to, hey, I need to put in schedule a meeting, but schedule a meeting, take these courses. But within that opening chat agent, on the initial message, right, you have to have it available right out of the gate, is my courses and the stuff I use for monetization. Early enrollment on how to build a web app. Join the AI Factory free, so get people to my school community. Try the AI setup assist so they can try process optimization. And then they can use my link to sign up for their 14-day school free trial. So really the goal is, all right, do the initial engage, hopefully get them engaging enough with the AI or different AI features on the app that they become a customer, all from the initial engage. And then, like you're saying, I'll have the analytics from my AI agents. So I'll know how to optimize my outreach, my marketing, and all of that. I mean, shoot, part of the reason I started doing YouTube live streams, right, was the analytics you saw. I mean, YouTube wasn't going to be my focus. It was going to be Streamlabs and Twitch. But YouTube comes in double. Go with the data. Keep it simple.
okay, tell me again, what does turns represent?
Where are you looking?
That column where you have your pointer on.
Oh, turns.
Turns.
Okay. So what you're looking at there would be conversational terms. So we'll go to Hank Rise, the actual agent. This is a good way to kind of show you what it's meaning by terms. But let me get this thing over here. So initially, think about the conversation starting over here, and it's going into the start page. Like, hello, hello. All right. What up? So this is going to go, and this will show you too. So we just said hello. It's going to go into the default start flow, which is right here on the start page here. Now, if I ask about YouTube, it's going to take that conversational turn, go into YouTube. Go YouTube. So now we've gone into the YouTube flow right here and into the start page, which is right here. But how
That's your
crazy?
channel start page, or the start page for AI Factory
Start page
or
for YouTube.
BizRise? Oh, for YouTube.
So
Okay,
that
you
would
channel.
be that turn. It went to that YouTube turn because I asked about YouTube.
Oh, turn is step. Turn is a step.
It's like a conversational shift. So like if you and I are talking about
Okay.
AI agents, and then I ask you about Life Supercharged, I'm taking a turn to Life Supercharged.
Got it.
So it's just, it's like the robot's way of saying, what are you having a conversation about?
Gotcha.
And you teach the robots how to know what those conversation turns are by giving them intents. So this is one of the foundations of a hybrid agent. So like if I intend as a person to ask about Streamlabs, I need to tell my robot the person's asking about Streamlabs. So you give it a few examples and then you just mark it with Streamlabs video. And then an ordinal is like first, second, third, fourth, whatever. But you basically just train the agent. All right, they're asking about Streamlabs. That's a conversational turn. I need to go talk about Streamlabs. And those will come into play.
Gotcha.
So these agents, I mean, yeah, these hybrids take a little bit of work. They do. They're kind of work intensive. But now I have a fucking AI expert in everything I do. So it's going to save me a lot of time. But
yeah,
when you're building them, like the thing is, and that's what I try and tell people every day. Like if you're going to set up Life Supercharged and you got, hey, I'm going to teach a week-long course and this is what we're going to cover. Well, whatever you cover every day, just put it in an AI agent. And then you're never going to have to do it again because your AI knows it. That way you can focus your time on outreach and sales and driving traffic to the community is essentially the goal.
Gotcha.
But
okay,
one thing, full disclosure on that, sir, is people don't like chatbots, and neither do I. Which is important to know. Because, I mean, they are very effective, but what you can use them for as well. Like what I use Baz for, check this out. Write me a 2-step marketing post, marketing script with a call to action for bizrise.io. So not
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
On that real quick. Is this going to give you a different answer every time you ask this exact same question?
Yeah.
Or is it the same answer?
So, good question. When you first get these going, they'll probably return a lot of the same answers from your data store. So you got to kind of encourage them to be creative. So you can say, like, I mean,
gotcha.
it's like a baby. Can you be creative and write full script? Just the part the actor say. Because again, it's a different AI. You got to think about it like it's a baby.
Yes.
With every interaction, right?
So
it's going to give me, so there's my script, right? BizRise.io is a powerful tool for creatives like you. Help you streamline your workflow, boost productivity, right? And it's based off of, hey, be a marketing expert, write a script based on my data. You can use them to do any part of your day.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense now. So it's constantly evolving with its answers based on the questions that it's being asked. Gotcha. Cool.
And I mean, one thing that's cool is like, and you got to think about like, that's kind of on a small scale, but on a big scale, like I trained one on the Consolidated Appropriations Act. I think that Biden document, that when he first got into office, it was like 23,000 pages, right? Yeah. Take the time to read it.
Yeah.
The Vertex AI search read it in a night. So it was an expert in it in 6 hours. And then
So you can ask it any questions about that document. Wow, that's amazing. That's insane.
so what I asked it was, where is the biggest opportunity for small businesses in tech to make money? Number one, web apps with a live stream feature that can connect doctors with people about mental health.
Wow, it's pretty specific.
Number two, how to develop rural areas with tech businesses or electric charging infrastructure for EVs.
Hmm.
So if there's some farmers out there, some country people that want to put EVs on their farm, there is a metric American fuck ton of money available to put a fucking Tesla charger on your farm.
Except they're the ones that are the most anti-electric vehicle people that you can possibly
Nor
have.
is anybody gonna fucking know this because it's buried in a 23,000
Yeah.
page document.
Huh.
So AI really essentially too, the biggest thing I've found it does for me is education.
Yeah.
Number one,
Like
education
compressed,
at the
condensed. Yeah, instead of like you would have never finished reading that document, but when the thing reads it overnight and learns it, then like you can just ask it the question.
individuals can compete with enterprises.
You know, you were saying something before about people being worried that AI is going to steal their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I think like many other technological advances, it's definitely going to replace some entry level jobs.
Oh yeah.
But what I would like to believe is that net, it would be a benefit to more people than the amount of people that ended up losing their job because of AI. So, in other words, what I'm hearing you say with this AI is that it's going to substantially shorten the learning curve for people like you and I who are trying to start their own business online. And rather than taking me a year to learn how to market, a year to learn how to sell, a year to learn whatever part of the business, it's just going to make it like so much quicker. You know, of course, the limitation being that you only have, as a human, so much time in the day to be utilizing the AI information. But still, and I mean, we already see it on school, like people that have been on school for like 3-4 months, all of a sudden they're making $10,000 a month from a course, from coaching or whatever the case is, from their community, right? And what's allowing them to do this is the compounding knowledge of all the different communities that they're part of, and just getting constant feedback from, hey, this thing worked for this person, this thing worked for that person, and then you just adapt it to your own situation. And if you execute, that right there is like the magic formula. And again, little by little, I'm starting to see the massive potential of school.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy that there are 18-year-olds out there that will never in their life have to experience working at a shitty W-2 job. Mm-hmm. Because at the age of 18, they figured out how to learn all this technology, create a business for themselves, and start making $30,000-$40,000 a month.
Dude,
so
people have no fucking clue. The massive amount of opportunity.
Right. So here's the thing, right? like everything else, this technology revolution with the AI specifically, it's going to create some insanely wealthy people, and the insanely wealthy people are going to be the ones that take just a tiny bit of action. But the gap between the people that take zero action and the people that take a little bit of action is going to be massive.
Yes.
In other words, the people that take zero action whatsoever are going to be the ones that are going to be broke, homeless, etc., struggling in life. And the people that take even a tiny little bit of action to learn this and start, come up with some idea for a business, the leverage that you get from this is like a magnifying glass that if I were to do this today without this technology and I can make like $1,000 a month, this is literally going to 50x, 100x my business, right? Or let's just even say I started my coaching business as a side hustle and I was only making $1,000 a month. This thing is going to, again, 50 to 100x my business if I only put a little bit of effort. I don't need to be doing stuff for like 16 hours a day to go from 1,000 to 50,000 a month. I literally probably can be doing it like initially 4 to 8 hours a day. And as the business grows, now I can outsource more. I can get more efficient with hiring different people to do different parts of the business and then buy my time back. But like, people don't understand that this is, what do I want to use as a comparison?
This is
Just
a bigger
like,
fucking opportunity than when the internet came.
well, in 3 years, I'll put it to you this way.
Today.
If you figure out a way to make 500K a year, like, I'll retire anybody in 3 years. If you figure out a way to make a business that gives you 500,000 a year, like, you never have to work for the rest of your life again, provided that you're not spending 500,000 a year. But let's just say, you're not exactly in the Midwest, but you're not near the two coasts where the cost of living is insane. I mean, I know if you're in most of the bigger cities in Colorado, it's somewhat pricey. But let's just say you have a business that gives you 500,000 a year, but you live like 120. You need 120 for expenses. I mean, we can save a whole lot of money, and then once you have a certain amount of money in the stock market, you just leave it there. You don't even touch it. You don't even have to deposit any more money, and it just grows from there. So people don't understand. Like, you could be someone like me in your mid 40s, where I've been getting my ass handed to me for 20, 25 years in corporate America. Like, it's game over. Like, in the next 3 to 5 years, I can be done.
Yeah.
And even faster for someone that's 22, 25, because they don't have the same type of bills that I do.
Right.
They don't got to pay for private school for their kid because they don't have kids, right?
Right. They don't have the restrictions and stuff.
Yeah. They don't have the bills. I mean, a lot of younger people that still work at home, I mean, what are your monthly bills? Like $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month, right? Like, if you're making, even right now, if you're making 4,000 or 5,000 a month, which is the average job, you should still be like able to put away a lot of money. Now, of course, a lot of them are real stupid with it and they end up spending almost all of it. But the point is, it's a catch-up type thing. It's a thing where it allows you to, I'm, X number of years behind where I need to be. And a lot of people are. But this is going to be my equalizer. This is going to be the one that's like, okay, I need 3 years and then I'm done. Like, there's no more playing catch up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm now caught up at age 48, at age 50, whatever the case is. Like, I'm caught up now.
Well, that's not easy.
As opposed
to people don't understand what that takes when they're at that age too.
Yeah, the longer it takes you to dig out, the harder it gets.
Yeah.
It's like quicksand.
Yeah.
It took me a really long time, to realize some things. And again, that's why I started my communities, because I didn't have the fortune to have a mentor in my life that was like, okay, this is how you do this. Like, this is step one, this is step two. Oh, and by the way, make sure you don't do this. Make sure you don't do that, because that's kind of dumb. Don't buy, when you're 23, 24-year old, don't buy a $30,000 car with $800 a month payment.
Right.
Can you imagine people doing that? It's like, and a lot of them are. I didn't have that, and so now essentially what I'm doing is the reason I started the community is like, I'm that guy now that my 25-year-old self was looking for when I was 25, and back then there was no way to just go online, type school.com, go in and find someone like me.
Mm-hmm.
School didn't exist, right?
Right.
And trust me, it's not even for lack of trying. I remember Googling stuff online like 15, 20 years ago about how do I find a mentor? Where can I find a mentor? And everything that was available at the time is like, well, you got to network. And
right,
it's like,
same old, you got to go say hi to people. It's like, well, no,
yeah,
we got fucking
yeah.
internet. We have live streaming. We have school.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but it's like, okay, and then once you network, then you got to provide insane amount of value to your potential mentor, because they're super busy. They got a lot going on in their life. So it's almost like I was one of 30, 50 people interviewing for that one mentor to take me under their wing and start, take a liking to me. Right. So it's taken me all these years and I never found one, but then I learned the slow way. I learned from life.
Yeah.
So the point of my community is like, do you want to take 20 years to learn these things? And by the way, the only reason I learned all these things is because I got obsessed after the 2008 housing crash. It hit me really hard because my ex-wife and I were both, related to that industry. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe that we're actually living through this in America in 2008.
That was nuts.
And I got obsessed with educating myself. And that obsession hasn't stopped until today. So 15, 16 years later,
yeah,
I'm still reading all this stuff. And the funny thing is, I went to college for finance. No one ever talked about any of that stuff in finance. No one even, like, it wasn't in the textbooks that like, oh, there's this kind of possibility of this thing happening, right? Like, no one even talked about it in the books. So I was like, I felt like I got scammed with college. And that's why I'm so passionate about college is not for everybody. Yes. In fact, college is not for the majority of the people. But even back then, I felt it was kind of a scam. Now, 15, 16 years later, when college costs are increasing by 2 to 3 times the cost of inflation, it's even less of something that makes sense for the average person to go and do college, Dude, and so what I'm going to come in as is like, hey, I'm this guy. As long as you're a good, down-to-earth person, as long as you're not a complete douche, like, I'll coach you, I'll mentor you, right?
Right.
Like, I don't mind it. I just want to, like, start helping people out to not be me by the time they're 45, right? Like, that's the thing of on my profile. If you click back on the profile, it says, I'm a single dad. To the left, yeah. I'm a single dad that's passionate about teaching young adults how not to get stuck in the rat race like I did. That's ultimately where I'm coming from. Because once again, once you get stuck there, it is so hard to get out of it. If you think about it, with every year that you're stuck in the rat race, you get buried more and more. So it takes even more effort. Like, the amount of effort that it takes to dig yourself out compounds over the years, just like quicksand.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100% agree.
Yeah,
it's a great thing that you're doing, dude. I think your message especially for teaching young people and being able to expedite some of that time and cut through the bullshit, because I think that's a lot of the time saver is like, tell me the real fucking truth. Tell me what I really need to know. Let's get some life education based on these topics so I can be successful in the future. And I think, especially with the technology shift, the platforms, the availability, the interconnectivity of everybody in the world, it's like there is that opportunity to go out and figure that out. And they're going to be there for you, what the information you have to give them. I think it's a great message that you're doing, man. So I wish you nothing
Yeah,
but the best with Life Supercharged.
appreciate it. Appreciate you doing this, brother. Like this is amazing. I mean, it's so over my head still, even with you breaking it down. Um, that I'll have to go back and rewatch the recording and pause and kind of like wait for it to actually click in my head. Um, but and then watch your other videos too on your channel, and I recommend everybody do the same because you're doing something that I don't know anybody else that's doing this. This is freaking crazy. I mean, just the
Dude, that's been the
fact that it's
biggest
out
thing
there.
is trying to
Yeah,
actually just explain what is possible. And it's like, I've been on this fucking mission for 2 years trying to do the same thing, right? Single dad, figure out a way to monetize a career so you can spend more time with your kids.
yeah,
I've learned a fuck ton, but the deal is like, how do you tell people, hey, you can make an AI assistant for yourself if you just attach a Google Doc to the right place? Or,
right,
you could build a fucking web app to do all of your shit. You just gotta try. But
right.
it's that's been the biggest thing, dude. Is like the products work, the products are out there, but how do I give that story, and communicate it well?
The one thing that was a huge, huge wake up call for me, which I think I mentioned in the beginning of the stream. You actually, now that I think about it, I didn't mention it, but I was thinking about mentioning it. You don't need all these subscribers. You literally need like 10, 15 people that are solid supporters that really buy into your message, that buy into your vision, that buy into your mission, and they're your A team, and they can be the ones that are spreading the word. They can be the ones that are referring you people.
Mm-hmm.
And legitimately, I've never been the type of person that's been obsessed with follows, likes. Back in the day when Facebook was a thing, how many friends I had on my Facebook page. It's always been about just have very few handful of high quality people that really, really like what you're about, like you as a person. And they're going to do a lot of the work for you. And so I don't get depressed watching someone start a school community and a week later it's at like 3, 4, 500 members. Would I like to get there? Yeah, but the numbers are not everything, right? Like there was a guy that was like, oh, I'm doing X number of contributions a day, like 37, 38 or whatever. And I just started, 30 days ago, and I have my flame or my fire thing next to my name, which means that they've gotten a whole bunch of like likes and whatever for their posts or their interaction. And I've never chased the numbers. I've never chased fame. I think it's important for us to stay humble and let things happen. I don't like forcing anything. And would I like to have 20, 30 coaching clients? Yes. But at the same time, for me, it's more important to stick to my principles and work with the type of people that I feel are the most deserving than just taking every Tom, Dick, and Harry just to make money. And trust me, when I say this, I can use some extra money. I'm not lying. I'm not ashamed, right? I'm not ashamed because we're all there. Like this is
That's why we're doing
and it's sad and it's disgusting that it's literally become like the norm for people to be having a side gig and a part-time job in addition to your full-time job, you know.
Yeah.
And I commend you. Like, I don't know how you do it. I just got my one son. I know you have 3, right? Or 4.
I got 3, but I think that's
3.
part of the reason why I've been able to do it. They are not with me. They're a little bit far away, so I was like, well, fuck, I better figure out how to do this.
That's right. That's right.
They
So
can be closer. Like they're
right.
I can't see them every day. They're not within like an
Well,
hour drive.
that's what I'm saying. So what we do is we get this thing to take off, and then you get yourself a monthly Airbnb, and if you feel like being there for a week and a half, you're there for a week and a half. You see them every day.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to take off for a week, you come back to where you are, and then you go back and see them. You know, like that's the whole point of money. Really is worthless unless it's solving painful problems for us.
Exactly.
And for you as a dad, a painful problem is not to be able to see your kids every single day.
Exactly.
You know, and it pisses me off that good people have to go through these kind of circumstances in life, you know? And so that's why I made that video about my buddy that was telling me I'm chasing money. I'm like, you don't understand. The chasing of the money part is so that we can do XYZ with it. It's not for selfish purpose. It's not so I can buy a $25,000 Rolex. Would I love to? Yeah, you know, but I'm not going to buy a $25,000 Rolex unless I'm making $100,000 a month. Even then, I'll probably feel freaking, you know, crap myself.
Dude, and to that point, too, and to people that are hating on it, it's like, listen, that probably shows you probably haven't been through any of that struggle, like you're saying. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And 2, who the fuck cares? Like, people need to be more real about what the expectation. There's a reason everybody does that, and that's to make money. Like, of course, people are doing this for a career, for monetization. Like, and for anybody to ever hate on that and be like, "Oh, I can't believe you're doing it," it's like, well, I'm glad you enjoy your fucking desk job that you drive to every day.
Yeah,
you have security from a corporate HVAC sales job, but the point is, we're trying to get more time, money, and freedom for individual situations. And for anybody to hate and not jump on that train and be like, yo, man, let's fucking pump each other up. Like, period, man, it's just fuck that person.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I often say. Why don't you imagine for a second money didn't exist or it wasn't required for all the things that we use it for? Like, how would we live our lives? And I'm saying from the standpoint of you didn't need for anything. You didn't need shelter. You didn't need to go from point A to point B in a fast-ish manner, meaning in a car or any kind of automobile, right? You didn't need to spend money on food. Like, that's the kind of extreme mind shift that some people need in order for them to start understanding that the more money you have, the closer you get to what I just described.
Yes.
So Musk and all these people that are richest people on earth, they don't have the struggles of the average Joe Schmo because they have money that can afford them to experience anything that makes them feel good, right? Like if they wanted to buy a $3 million Bugatti and go 250 miles an hour in it, they can do that tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean, I would love to experience that feeling once in my life. Of course, I'm probably not going to buy a car to do it, but I mean, I'm probably going to have to drop 20, 30K to have someone who owns one have me sit in the passenger seat and hit 250, right?
You never know, dude. You're on the front edge of this creator economy stuff.
I'm just saying, the point being that it's not a necessity.
Right.
But the more money you make, the less you have to stress about the necessities.
Dude,
Once you take care of all the necessities, then you start looking into stuff that's more fun. That's not a necessity. It's more like a want. But
I heard a good quote.
yeah,
I think you would like this, especially because of what we're talking about. Men's issues can be solved with two things: money and muscles.
yeah, yeah,
I was like, you know what? As simple and as fucking just like basic caveman as that sounds right now, I was thinking the other night, I'm like, I could solve almost every issue in my life right now with money,
that's right. Yep.
and then having some muscles to look good probably wouldn't suck either. So,
Yeah.
it's like, but at the end of the day, like that's what we're going for, is like to make that life, to have that freedom to live that way. So, I love your message, man.
Yeah. Once again, right? Like, how old do you want to be when you have enough money to not stress over the majority of the things that you're stressing over right now?
Exactly.
You want to do it when you're 45, 50, or do you want to do it when you're 65? Or do you want to be 75, 80, like I was saying, on your deathbed and be like, shit, man, I could never figure out this money thing? Can you imagine? It's like, there's plenty of stuff, like we're not living in the industrial age anymore. So, but anyway, yeah,
But you're right, dude.
it's nothing wrong with wanting to have money for the right reasons.
Yeah,
No one can
100%.
tell me otherwise. Yeah.
Dude, we need to have a. My phone is literally gonna fucking die. I don't know what's going on with the charger.
No worries.
I got the plug in.
You're all good, brother.
What what's a good time, like, cause like having like a morning with Anton on live, or like send me a couple times, cause your messages
Sure.
are fucking awesome. And then what I'm gonna do is just I'll put it on the calendar and I'll try and pump it on live. I'll put it on meetings and just, hey, single dads sticking together. We're gonna have like a morning coffee and call it
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm totally down. Yeah, it's probably going to be, well, yeah, between like around between 8 and 9, like Central Time, I would say, if that works.
Yeah,
That's a little bit early on your end.
that's fine.
But I am, yeah, I'm starting a new job at the end of the month, and it's going to be the last job I ever have. I have like this
All right.
overwhelming feeling inside me that I'm like right there on the cusp of figuring out the not having to work for someone, for a company.
So we have, what is that? We have 12 days, Anton, to push our communities so much
Yep.
that it is a job that you don't have to start that job. Let's
Oh man, I love that.
do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Why the fuck not?
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
I'm at that point where it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't have time. That's why I'm live streaming. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We said it. We're going to start the whole Mind Your Community Life Supercharged. We're just doing it.
Oh, dude, that would be insane.
Dude,
that would be absolutely insane.
I'll DM you. I'm going to fucking try and see if I can get my charger situation working. I'll be back live later. But if we can figure out a way for you to send me this video too, I'll see if my live recorded it. I know it stopped on a couple things.
Okay.
My screen froze. We'll see, but we'll just get better every day. And we got 12 days to quit. You're not going back to that job. Fuck that job.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. That would be an insane blessing.
Let's figure it out, one way or the other.
Sounds good. This thing is going to save to the cloud, so it might take it a while to upload, but I'll definitely send you the link, okay?
You're the man, dude. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for jumping on. It was
an
absolute pleasure bullshitting with you.
No, same here. Like, it was way overdue. Should have done it a long time ago.
I love your message, brother, and I feel like I'm going to be asking you advice questions. I feel like you've been through what I'm currently going through, so it'll be nice.
Anytime, absolutely. And I'll tell you the thought process behind it too, because my story is insane. We can do like an hour and a half live on just my whole situation, and it's absolutely insane. I can even write a book on it. So,
dude, it is wild the turns life takes. But yeah, let's get something as far as morning stuff on the calendar, and then set
Okay.
up a time for the live store. We'll just keep promoting, keep growing together, brother.
All right. Sounds good, Jack.
Thanks,
Have a
Anton.
good rest of the day. All right. Talk later.
See ya.